Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here, greetings boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. It is Thursday. It is Thanksgiving in the United States. Yay! You're so freaking loud. Can't you do something about that? Said Jasper from the shadows. Dugan looked down at herself, her chainmail bright and shiny in the dim torchlight. It did sound like someone was shaking a bag full of horseshoes when she moved, even a little bit, and the highlights from the polished metal made her glow like a chandelier, even in the dimmest light. I can even hear you breathing from over here. Where once again we celebrate genocide against the native peoples. That's not the real reason, but that's what's basically happened, so yay. Anyway, though, politics of the holiday aside, it's a holiday in the U.S., and so a lot of people are going to be with family and doing things and having fun, and hopefully having fun, hopefully not just be arguing with estranged family members that have showed up. So who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully it's good for people. Definitely a thumbs up for everyone outside the United States. You know, thumbs up, welcome to another day. The sun is shining. It doesn't care about us. So definitely a good thing. That is a minor thing. I love astronomy and science and learning things, and when it comes to another argument that I keep hearing about, you know, the whole science versus religion, and then one of the big things that they talk about in religion is how, how the universe is fine-tuned for life. The universe is not fine-tuned for life. 99.9 with an almost endless string of nines going in that direction is of the universe will kill you. The only place in the universe that won't is this tiny spot right here that we know of. But yeah, the universe is not finely tuned for life. We just happen to have a universe that we can live in. If we couldn't, we wouldn't be here. So we are, but we're on one tiny little rock orbiting a very boring little sun in a mid-sized galaxy in the middle of nowhere. The universe is not finely tuned for life. And as it is, there's less than 1 billion years, and there's not going to be any life left on this planet, because as the sun ages, it's going to blow up in about 1 billion years into a red sun, at which point, well, a red giant, there's going to be, our planet will be basically inside the body of the sun as we orbit. We'll just be a baked rock. So there ain't much time left, and then, well, unless there is more life out there, then 100% of the universe will be inimical to life. It's not finely tuned. Yes, there are the universal constants, and if the universal constants were different, then there wouldn't be life there. But again, if there is a spread of universes with different universal constants, then the ones without life would have none. The ones with life would. And so of course it would seem like it's fine-tuned for life. Just as Douglas Adams, once the author of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy stuff and such, was talking about how a puddle of water would look at its pit as having been fine-tuned for its existence, because it's the perfect shape for the puddle of water. It's in the perfect place and the perfect size for that puddle of water. Well, yeah, but that's only because you happen to be there. Anyway, though, the little bit of cosmological stuff. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, as stated, it's a holiday. I don't have any family My mother died. My father is in an adult family home way up north, some 200 miles away. Round down here, my in-laws have my children, and they had to move out of Shelton, and I still don't know where they live. So, and unfortunately, because of a bad situation that I'll hopefully talk about tomorrow if I can remember about it, but the last time I talked with my kids, of course, I knew it happened, but it was verified that both my brother-in-law and brother-in-law and sister-in-law talk about what a bad person I am. But my brother-in-law is one of those people that he makes up his mind not necessarily based on facts. And once his mind is made up, it doesn't matter what facts you have. It doesn't matter that you could say, I've never even picked up a gun. If he's decided, well, you shot my dog, then you shot his dog. It doesn't matter that you can prove you were on the other side of the continent, and you've never picked up a gun in your life, and they have video of another person shooting your dog. He is going to be pissed at you for the rest of your life because you shot his dog. So I'm dealing with that. So right now it's Thanksgiving and I don't have any place or anyone to go and be with. So thumbs up for that. I'm going to have like a bowl of chili later on today because I have some chili. And that'll be my holiday. Yay! Thumbs up for Thanksgiving. I am thankful to be alive. And I am. I shouldn't be. I have come so close. And when I say come close to dying, I don't mean like it's, you've stepped on the brakes on your car, and a truck went in front of you and you went, wow, if I hadn't done that, I would have died. No, I'm talking about the accidental overdose on drugs where they had to put the Narcan into me. And if it had been another 5 minutes before my kids had found me, it wouldn't have mattered if they'd given me Narcan because I would have been brain dead. So those are the kinds of I should have died things. And there have been a lot of those. So I am thankful to be alive. And I honestly am. And that one example I just gave, that was like 10 years ago. I was driving with my oldest son in Bellingham, Washington. And we were going along. And there was a red light that became a green light. And it was like 3 seconds later, as we were coming up on that green light, I was standing on the brakes with my kid going wonk up against the seat belts holding him in, because that 3 seconds after the green light, a big, heavy 18-wheeler went whoosh, 25-mile-an-hour zone, and it was going at least 30. Had anybody been inside of that intersection, it would have been over. Everybody was like that with their vehicles as we were all standing on the brakes. Holy smokes, that was terrifying. But it happens. Thumbs up for that. As a really weird thing, when I first started visiting down here in Shelton and then moved here, it was a really different experience driving. Because I used to live up near the Canadian border. I mean, I've always lived next to the Canadian border. And there are a lot of Canadian people that come down into Washington State. I used to live, like I say, in Bellingham, which was 30 miles south of the Canadian border. Is 30 miles south. And so there's a lot of Canadians that come through there. And then I went and lived in Blaine, which is right on the border. And it is a border crossing where, all the Canadians come through. And a lot of Canadian people just stop in Blaine and shop there because there's a lot of duty-free stuff. So there's a lot of Canadian drivers. Now, if you are a Canadian citizen that happens to be watching and you're from British Columbia or from Vancouver, BC, because I used to drive in both of those, Vancouver and just up there, please, no disrespect is meant, but oh my God, Canadians just cannot drive. That may have changed. It has been 20 years well, 10 years since I have had any experience really with Canadian drivers. So things may have changed. But when I was growing up and driving, all the way up until the year 2003-4, when my wife had to have heart surgery, and then we moved out of that area and moved down here. Oh my God, Canadian drivers from British Columbia and probably Vancouver just cannot drive. The amount of just horrific drivers is bad. Now, it's not all Canadian drivers, but the few Canadian drivers that are bad drivers really make the rest of the Canadian drivers look terrible. And generally, if you were out driving, before you could see a license plate to see where a vehicle was from, you could tell where the vehicle was from by how badly the person was driving. It's a cultural difference. It's not a racial thing, because there's no. I mean, there are people, of course, indigenous peoples from back then, but and their descendants now. But most people are just people, and everyone's from everywhere, so it's not a racial thing. It's just a cultural thing for at least that area. But hokey smokes. Thumbs up for that. Oh, I did manage to come up with, somebody had asked before, and I mentioned this, why, if I could come up with some sort of mythology that went around, like my egg mother stories and things. And I've always liked these ideas where people in mythology and power, where you fall into archetypes and roles. And I was trying to figure out a way that people could do that sort of thing while becoming more powerful, and I've got a complete framework for a whole other new world and series of stories about, when you set your foot on the path. Every person in this universe has a spark within them, and that spark within them can be tendered and fed until it grows. And as that spark grows and becomes more powerful, you can train yourself to learn skills. And as you become even more powerful and it begins to roar, you begin to acquire talents. And then as you continue ascending, you can find objects of power left by other people who walked the path before you. This is not a revolutionary idea that I've come up with here, but a million people have done it. I've just got to make it in a framework that I can work with. And it's the little things, the tiny details on the large framework that makes the story. Because after all, when they come down to plots, there's basically only like 5 or 7 plots, and they're all basic, but you take a look at it and everything in the world falls into these 5 basic stories. But it's what you do with them. It's the way you paint that picture. It's the fine details that make it your story. And that's what makes things beautiful. So I'm working on the fine details. And that's a very, very good thing. It involves layers of reality and becoming so powerful that, the main character accidentally unzips somebody and then is horrified because, now he knows how to take people apart. But he doesn't know how to put them back together. And that's when he comes across other people that have been walking this path and have stepped off at various times and taken on archetype roles, knowing that they were archetype roles. Of course, just like in the world we live in is dangerous, because in our world, there are spiders, and spiders eat bugs. Spiders eat insects. But there's a type of spider out there that what it hunts, it looks for spider webbing. And then it follows the spider web. And when it does, it kills and eats the spider. So that's a spider that eats spiders. And just like in our world, when you step upon the path and start walking that, you become a spider and you have your webs of power. But there are those that walk the path that feed only on those that walk the path. There are spiders that eat only other spiders. So that's something I'm working on, and hopefully I'll be able to do something with any one of my bloody stories instead of just coming up with worlds and then never do anything with them. Anyway, though, I have opened up... Why am I doing that? I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now, just thanking you for having left me a comment. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and it is arranged because even though I count American Sign Language, with my fibro and such, I'm lucky that I can remember my name is not Rudolph Regis. You can read the name. I can't say it. Hopefully I remember to put it up there. So let me open up my Chrome. Oh my God, that was a huge lag spike. Russian timing, I am so very sorry. I actually kind of like the chainmail sound. I'm sorry though. But thank you very much. And 9 Miko Kitsune, thank you very, very much. Baft Nation Gaming, greatly appreciated. Bobby Heilbronn, greatly appreciated. John Markevich Jr., thumbs up and thank you. Charles Blackburn, greatly appreciated. Joseph Bomber, thank you very much. Daniel Gable, greatly appreciated. A Lemon Pie 407, thumbs up and thank you. Electro Myth, thumbs up and thank you very much. Stephen Blanchard, greatly appreciated. Colin Reisenauer, good to see you in the comments. Bailey Snyder, thumbs up and thank you very much. I enjoy your comments greatly. And Sebastian Ferris, thumbs up and thank you very much. Russian Timing, greatly appreciated. Then I already said that. So T Epic Gamer, TJ Epic Gamer, thumbs up and thank you. And Callum B, thumbs up and thank you very much. The Cat Dog, no problem, thank you very much. STM Syndro, thank you very much. Kishanu Niochi, I bet I'm nowhere close. I've tried, you gave me hints, and hopefully I got close. And then KT Del 1, and then we have Carter G, thumbs up and thank you. Brioni, thumbs up and thank you very much. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. And that's it. So we had 23 comments, and that's better than 0. So thank you very, very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is a good thing. Definitely. Hey, it's a good thing. Kind of a weak ending there, but what can I say? Now I can do this properly. If you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. If you would like to help me out financially, but you don't want to contribute to one of those places, I have a PayPal link down below if you would like to help me out in that fashion. I am minus approximately $50 right now. If you could help me out, that would be very, very cool. If you wanted to contribute, but not to actually send me money, I have an Amazon wish list down below with things like cat food, hamster food, silly things, not silly things. I'm not quite sure I have enough cat food to last until the end of the month. As I've mentioned, I'm negative, and it's going to be tight. And, not the end of the month. I get my disability on the 3rd, so hopefully I've got enough food to last for her. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled, and if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, definitely a thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until literal end of time. Definitely a thumbs up. Well, shuckle my duckle, I have this video that you're watching here. I have another video coming up. I'm hoping to do a Thanksgiving dinner video for everybody. Who knows? We shall see. But who knows? We shall see. Definitely. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend. And I'm not wearing my choker because my back of my neck is just, I have a big old zit come in right where my strap of my sleep apnea mask goes, and it hurts. So I'm trying to make that clear up again.